Good morning, everybody. So we're back. Had a couple days off, mostly because I had a busy weekend, guys. Sorry about that. But we're back. It's Tuesday, day before Christmas. We gotta make a little bit of extra money. Things haven't been going our way lately, but I got no other choice but to just show up, guys. So bear with me. Some sweeps are coming soon. Some good winning days are gonna come very, very soon. It's probably as soon as today. So I'm giving you guys the first pick is going to be an early match. It's going to be an early match at 1 p.m. Western, at least my time zone. It's going to be 1 p.m. But I'm sure for other people it's going to be even earlier. For other people, maybe on the East Coast, are going to be even earlier. So an early game gives you a chance to win some early money. We got the Penguins heading over to Toronto. Both of these teams, I kind of put them in the same. I think I got to put them in the same boat, guys. That's the best way I could put it. Both of these teams losing a lot of games lately. It's probably even worse for the Maple Leafs because they get just a lot more attention compared to a team like Pittsburgh. So I'm pretty sure it's worse for Toronto. To me, this is also a buy low spot for Toronto, if you could say. The news just dropped, at least, of them firing an assistant coach. That's never a good thing in the locker room, but more often than not, and not just in hockey, guys, sometimes in other sports you can see it as well. If, let's say, the ownership, the organization decides that a certain coach is a problem, usually the team performs the next day. I don't know what it is, but I've seen that plenty of times with other sports. I've seen it with baseball. I've seen it with with football too. So usually when a coach, something like that, is fired, the team, for some odd reason, just shows up and performs the next day. So I'm hoping that that's pretty much continues the case even to be into this game. So I will take the Toronto Maple Leafs straight up on the money line. They have lost about 3 or 4 of their last 5, and the same thing goes for the Penguins. So again, both of these teams I think are kind of in the same boat, just losing a lot of games and just not having the best season again. Well, but I do think Toronto's downfall is harder, but I do think they win this game on Tuesday. Next game up, we got the Florida Panthers heading over to Carolina. These two teams actually just played, guys, but that was in Florida. And you could argue for Carolina, it's a revenge game at home against Florida, a team that they just recently lost one of their most recent games to. That's a good way to look at it for Carolina, but I'm going to roll with Florida. I think we're getting just too much good value with Florida, and it just doesn't matter to me about who's out and who's in because, yeah, Florida's missing a lot of good players. They're missing some stars, but I still like the grit that they play with. This Florida team hasn't changed much from the last time they faced each other, and Florida ended up getting that win in a shootout. And I remember now that it was a comeback win. I was watching some of that game. I didn't watch it completely, but I do remember I saw Florida being down 2-0 at some point, probably in the first or second period. So for Florida to come back, this has a playoff game pretty much, I think, already written into it. It's very possible we see these two teams in the playoffs. So I will take this game as more of a playoff style game because it is one of the tougher opponents on the East Coast. So when it's a playoff type game, which Florida shows up, guys? Come on. Regular season Florida and playoff mode activated Florida are two different monsters. So I'm going to roll with the Florida Panthers. I like the plus value we're getting with it. And I think they go 0-2 against the Carolina Hurricanes basically in the span of a month. Up I like on the board is the New Jersey Devils up against the New York Islanders. Not too much of a travel spot, so this is kind of a very East Coast rivalry thing that they got going on. I don't know, Jersey people, New York people. That's your guys' thing, which, hey, I'll be excited to watch it. This is probably one I will have on my radar, and I'll try to watch as a fan if I can, just because I do like East Coast rivalries just as much as West Coast. So, Devils, Islanders. Islanders are coming in here with a losing streak. They've already lost 4 straight. To be honest with you, I don't think they make it 5. The last time that they did get a win, they were at home. They went on a road trip, didn't do so well. But for most of the season, they were very good on the road. But now, pretty much went on a big losing streak on the road. And the last time they won was at home on their home ice. And when it comes to rivalries like these guys, there's only so much stats are going to tell you. At the end of it, we're just going to see which guys want which guys want it more, and don't be afraid of any upset. Anything and everything will happen. So at this point, guys, just take which one you like. That's just the only way I can really tell you to play certain games like this. But here on the channel, we have caught falling knives. And the falling knife to try and catch here is going to be with the Islanders. But these teams are kind of right around the same record. They're pretty much right next to each other when it comes to their standings in their division. So it's not like I think these odds are pretty much where they should be, simply because the Islanders have lost 4 games in a row already. So I think that's why we're catching plus money with them. If they had been on a little bit more of a winning streak, the lines I think would be closer to a pick 'em. So I think just trying to catch the falling knife with the Islanders, kind of an East Coast rivalry thing going on. And the last game the Islanders win, the last time they won was at home, and that was against Anaheim, who was arguably the best team in the West. So give me the Islanders for the plus money. You guys look back at earlier videos earlier in the season. I said I was not paying attention to the Minnesota Wild, and now I have to because of my guy, Quinn Hughes. This team has been just much more fun to watch. They've been winning a lot of games, a lot of high-scoring games, and I think the same thing happens here. I'm taking Minnesota on the puck line. Nashville has had problems covering that plus 1.5 puck line, or even the minus, depending whichever one. It doesn't matter. Nashville has so many games where they have just gone completely blown out of the water. Minnesota, some would argue that because of their last loss to the Avalanche recently, that kind of cut their winning streak short. I just don't think that kills much momentum, because the Avs have just beat everybody. So, but Minnesota, they lost horribly, but they also beat Avalanche earlier in the season. So, and that was before the Quinn Hughes trade. I think they're even better now after the trade. So this Minnesota team can hang with any team in the NHL. Doesn't matter. But we're playing them on a puck line simply because we already know this offense is clicking for Minnesota, and Nashville has defensive problems. That's a formula that should win you a minus 1.5 bet. But again, it's not that easy, and all we can do is take our shots. That's what I'm doing here. Our Tuesday night, we got the Seattle Kraken coming over to Los Angeles. Well, the travel spot's not that big because Seattle just played the Anaheim Ducks. Actually ended up getting the upset, they got the win in that game, which I'm not too surprised, guys, because it seems like every time I turn on and I see Seattle and Anaheim finds a way to not impress me and just pretty much scare me the whole time. So I don't know what they got going on there. That's been going on for a couple seasons. I'm just surprised that it's with this Anaheim team, because this Ducks team is definitely a lot better than the last 2-3 seasons. But I guess Seattle just has our number. Seattle has our number. It is what it is. I can't do anything about that. So we just got to keep rolling with it. And for this one, but I'm going to take the Kings. The Kings are coming off of a loss too against the Blue Jackets. Kings have had problems at home for the majority of the season. There's some couple good games in there, but for the most part, they've been more of a road warrior type team. That loss against the Blue Jackets just last night was disappointing. So, and it's not like the travel spot is that bad for Seattle. So the only thing is, 2 games back-to-back for both teams. But I want the Kings to make a statement. I think the Kings win this one, because why are they such a big favorite? That's where I'm going to go with easily. This could not be covered. They could not cover it, but I think they do. I think the Kings make a statement. I don't think Seattle upsets another major California team. So I'm gonna keep it simple. I'm gonna roll with it. You want to call it biased, but I'm still rolling with the LA Kings, a minus 1.5.